Today we're going to be talking about some of our favorite places to live in Holly Springs, so stick around.
So today we're going to be talking about some of our favorite neighborhoods in Holly Springs, but before we cut into some of our favorites around the area, just a little bit about Holly Springs in general. It's a suburb of Raleigh, it's inside of Wake County, and it's one of the most expensive places to live in the area.
Which is a fact that constantly surprises me.
Yeah. I mean, it's a wonderful place to live.
Yeah,
but
it is.
Perspective, the average price point in Holly Springs is about $625,000 for a single family home, and the average price point in Raleigh is about $550,000. So quite a bit higher, but still a little cheaper than Cary's, but it has a lot of the Cary feel to it, in my opinion. So if you love the idea of Cary, but maybe it's a little outside of your reach for price point, then somewhere like Holly Springs could be a great middle ground for you.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, so the first neighborhood we're going to talk about, and it's actually one that we've been filming at for the last couple segments, is 12 Oaks. So this is, if I had to rank our favorite, at least my favorite neighborhoods, I don't know about Cindy's, in Holly Springs, 12 Oaks would top the list. And it's on the northwest side of Holly Springs. It's the closest to the 540 loop. It's just a beautiful neighborhood. The median price here is $650,000. We can find them from the fives all the way up to over $1 million as well. There's just a lot of amenities here, and that's what I think I love about it. There's a couple pools, there's a golf course, there's just a really nice recreation center. It's an incredible neighborhood.
Yeah, like in general in Holly Springs, I feel like so many of the neighborhoods are really amenity heavy, which is something that's really appealing to a lot of people, especially if you're moving here and you've got kids coming with you. It's just so nice that like you can be right in the neighborhood and have two different
It's like living at a resort in Holly Springs.
Exactly. It's like your own little resort. Just a lot of opportunities to like make connections and meet friends with people that live in the neighborhood, which is really, really nice. And you just can't beat the charm of 12 Oaks with the tree-lined streets. All the houses are different. Like a lot of times you go into neighborhoods that are more like master plan like this, and they can feel really cookie cutter and all exactly the same, or the yards are really small. It's not that the yards here are huge or anything, but you know, I feel like they do have more space. You know, it's not a brand new neighborhood, so a lot of the vegetation is more mature, so it just has a little bit of shade, at least with some of the trees that are here. And like Zach mentioned, the prices really range from the mid fives over to $1 million. So are different like phases of the neighborhood, where some are going to be more like estate homes that are much larger, the yard's a little larger, and then you have more basic row type homes with the parking like being in the back of what's behind us right now. Yeah,
and Cindy mentioned like resort type living, or maybe that was me, it was one of us, but one thing you notice in Holly Springs you don't always get everywhere else is when you come through these neighborhoods, there's a lot of people out walking, there's a lot of kids playing in the streets, and honestly you go to some parts of the triangle and you don't see that as much. And so this is it's just like a activity heavy part of the triangle, I think.
Definitely. So our next neighborhood we're going to be talking about is called Sunset Oaks. This is probably my second favorite neighborhood in Holly Springs.
Very close.
Yeah,
to 12.
I really like both.
It's really
it's
close.
Hard to make a determination, but a lot of things we loved about 12 Oaks are also true here in Sunset Oaks, with a lot of like tree-lined streets, amazing resort-like amenities, like the splash pad behind us is absolutely incredible. It feels like you're like at a Walt Disney World resort. Like it's ridiculous. It's so nice. But yeah, it's just a really cool neighborhood. Lots of things to do. The folks that we have helped move into this neighborhood always love it, and they always remind us of like how amazing the community feel is here. Like they have like Facebook pages where everybody connects, lots of different groups and book clubs and things that meet up, moms groups like just for people in the neighborhood, which is really cool.
Yeah, and this is going to be the only neighborhood that we're talking about today that's actually on the east side of Holly Springs. So it's near a park called Bass Lake Park. There's a couple shopping options nearby as well. The Harris Teeter's like 5 minutes down the road. So yeah, there's a lot of different shopping options close by to this. And don't get mixed up. So there's also a Sunset Ridge, which is also a really nice neighborhood. We're not talking about that today. This is Sunset Oaks. They're pretty similar. But yeah, so if you see Sunset Ridge,
making people confused in this video, we're only talking about Sunset Oaks.
Exactly. All right, so the median price point in Sunset Oaks is $650, so pretty similar to what we had in 12 Oaks. Obviously, this neighborhood, you can probably tell, it's a lot more shaded. There's a lot more trees than 12 Oaks had, which I think adds a lot of the beauty to it. It kind of reminds me, if you watch some of our other videos with different areas in the triangle, it reminds me a lot of Heritage in Wake Forest.
Yeah.
As you're driving through just the trees that line the streets, it's just really beautiful. So
yeah, I think that's what I like so much about it. It gives it a lot of charm, and the house styles here too are also not cookie cutter, which is really nice and refreshing to me anyway. So I love the style of the homes, and just how beautiful everything is with the nature.
Every time we come to Holly Springs, I honestly get a little bummed out that I don't live here. So I love these neighborhoods. I love the amenities in the neighborhoods. They're just, they're awesome.
Yeah,
so
you really can't beat the amenity heaviness of Holly Springs.
Yeah, it's very true. All right, the next neighborhood on the list is Holly Glen. So this is on the southwest side of Holly Springs. It's the most affordable neighborhood we're going to talk about today. Price points are in the low 5s. It's super close to another shopping complex in Holly Springs, really large one. There's a Walmart, Lowe's Home Improvement, grocery store option.
Very official, Lowe's Home Improvement.
Well, there's a Lowe's grocery store, to be fair, and so sometimes if you say Lowe's
squared.
Yeah, maybe they think I'm talking about the grocery store, but it's the home improvement store. It's very official though.
Yeah.
And there's also the Rex Hospital, which is a local hospital complex, I guess. Their Holly Springs location is also within that shopping complex as well. So like 5 to 7 minutes away, so super close.
Yeah, it was really nice, and the reason I want to highlight this one is because, as we've talked about, like we're talking a lot about great amenity neighborhoods today, and though this neighborhood has an older feel to it, I think the amenities still feel like what you see in some of the newer neighborhoods. Like the pool behind us has like the big slide.
I mean, that slide. Look at that slide. It's crazy.
Awesome. Yeah, it's really cool. The shape of the pool is really neat. Like it like winds. It's just really fun. Big fields here. When we drove in, there was even a sign that there was a movie night happening this weekend. So obviously like these people know how to do community well, and they have a lot of fun in the neighborhood, it seems like. So we had to highlight it in today's video. Yeah,
so if you're looking in Holly Springs, but you're more in the low 5s, because I know the last two we've talked about are more in the mid 6s, this would be a great choice.
For sure. All right, so our last neighborhood today is a new build community called Bridgeberry. So we wanted to add a new construction community in here as well for anyone that wants that nice, new, never lived in kind of situation.
Yep.
So in this neighborhood, you have a lot of development continuing to come, but there's a lot that's already here, which is nice because in some new build communities, when you're like the first or second phase of the neighborhood, a lot of like the amenities and things of that nature aren't done yet, even though you're paying HOA fees for it. So it is nice to kind of have a lot of that done here in Bridgeberry.
Yeah, absolutely. So right behind us is the amenity center. There's a couple pools, there's a fitness center. So it's really nice. And this is also on the southwest side of Holly Springs. So if you just saw Holly Glen, we're about 7 minutes from where that is. So the shopping centers that we're throwing in with Holly Glen are also still appropriate here. So you know you're not far from any of those. To include the Walmart, sound like my grandparents, the Walmarts.
The Walmarts.
Yeah. Lowe's Home Improvement, Rex's hospital campus in Holly Springs. The only thing I will say, so there is a nuclear power plant that's located pretty close by, and this is the first neighborhood that you can basically have like direct eyesight of the I don't know what you call it, smokestack, I guess. So I mean, it's just something to consider when you're considering this area. But all in all, a really nice neighborhood. The median price here is $720, so it's the most expensive neighborhood that we've talked about today. Yeah, but it's a great neighborhood.
For sure.
All right, one thing I did not mention is on the southwest side of Holly Springs, I have no idea what the name of it is, but there's this little taco restaurant. It's in a gas station. I've been there twice and it is incredible. So not that you would buy a house, a $700,000 house to be close to a taco restaurant, but
think you would.
It should go into the consideration. So if you love tacos, there's some great options nearby. But anyway, I'm Zach, it's my beautiful wife, Cindy. We're a couple of real estate agents in the area. If you're looking to buy or sell, we'd love to be your real estate resource of choice. You can contact us at the contact info below. And you can also find us on Instagram.
Yep, we'd love to have you follow along with us on Instagram at The Honeycut Realtors. Love to connect with you soon.
Yep, absolutely. Thanks so much for tuning in, and we'll see y'all next time.